Your logo is your brand's first impression. Make it a good one. And in today's video, we are going to go over the different logo styles so you can pick which one is right for your business and you can see which one is wrong for your business. So let's get right into it. Right here, we have a chart. And so we see word mark logos, letter mark logos, pictorial mark logos, abstract logos, mascot logos, combination logos, and emblem logos. And for many of these companies you see up here, they don't just have one type of logo. Oftentimes they have different lockups or different variations of their logo so it can work more, but we will get into that later. So as you can see, we're first going to get into word mark logos, and these are very self-explanatory. They are words turned into logos. So if you've ever seen someone take a font and then personalize it for that company, add color to it, that is now a word mark logo. And so right here we have Google, eBay, and Coca-Cola, some of the most notable word marks. And also I would say Netflix is included in that. Just switch out Netflix and Google. But word marks are good when you want to show the entire company name inside of the logo, because maybe you want that to be the main logo. And when you're deciding what you want to be the main logo, you have to take a couple things into account. You have to take your industry into account, how much information they're getting from that logo, and how recognizable your brand already is. So for a brand like Google, since they are very, very recognizable, anybody that sees a G that is 4 different colors, they know that it's Google. The same thing for eBay. eBay has already taken kind of that market share of the colorful logo mixed with a name. And so with Coca-Cola, they have their full name. They have Coca-Cola, and they use this logo on all types of packaging. I actually did a video creating like a mock advertisement for Coca-Cola before, where I used their logo. But we can see that word marks are very distinct and they are showing the full word. Now, conversely, when we look at the letter marks are more minimal. And for example, here we see CNN. You don't have a CNN logo that is a complete full word, because CNN doesn't have a full, word for their logo. So their main logo will be a letter mark showing the company name, CNN. And so we see the same for HP, and these are very minimal logos. And compared to word marks can work in a horizontal format. So if you're putting them at the top of a letterhead or the top of a graphic design, but letter marks are better when they're used as kind of like a corner, like kind of the same way you see this, my @ name is best used in the corner, or in a method that you don't have to, you're not trying to get it across the full brunt force of that brand, if that makes sense. If you were a company that had a full name and then an abbreviation, you may have 2 different logos, a letter mark and a word mark. But in this instance, it's just, a letter mark, just letters, word mark, just words. Okay. But the pictorial mark is very, very interesting. So the 3 examples we have here are Twitter, Apple, and Shell. And it's pretty self-explanatory as well. Twitter is a bird, Shell is a shell, Apple is an apple. And so they describe they represent those specific companies by using colors and shape. And so when you see Apple's logo, it looks very simple. It's a solid color. It has, just subtle lines, subtle curves. But when you look at something like the Shell logo, it has, an inner and an outer. It has 2 colors on it. But when you look at these logos, they stand for so much more, because they align with the company's name. So when you make your company name Shell and you use a shell in the actual logo, it's just making it so much stronger, that relation with that object. And so whenever anybody thinks about Shell, they think about shell. And so it was smart for them to utilize a shell for their pictorial mark. But also remember, I did say that most of these companies do have more than one logo, and shell is included in that. So shell has a word mark, but they also have a pictorial mark or an icon. But icons can technically be letter marks or pictorial marks or abstract marks. But we're not going to get into all of that. So next we have abstract marks, and abstract marks are kind of like pictorial, but they have a different flair to them. So they're not just pictorial. And usually pictorial marks are objects that are already seen in the world. For example, we know what birds are, we know what shells are, we know what apples are. However, when we look at Pepsi's logo, it can be if you take the text off of it, it can technically be a pictorial mark, but a picture of what? And that's why it's called an abstract mark, or you can say an abstract pictorial mark. The same thing for Nike. I mean, we all know what a check is, but in this instance, a check isn't exactly a real thing. It's actually a symbol. So the same thing for Adidas. They are a symbol as well. So it's not an actual object, but they still do the job of representing that company pretty well, especially Nike being as long-standing as they are. That check mark, very simple, means a lot of things. Forward motion, just do it, stuff like that. So mascot logos are some of my favorite, not necessarily my favorite to create, but I will put up one that we did make very recently. And mascot logos are great for, as you can see here, food companies, sports companies. I mean, those are the two main categories that I would look to see it in. But as we see here, Wendy's is a mascot of Wendy. So the company's name is Wendy's. So you got a mascot, Wendy. We want to make Wendy the kind of center of our branding. And so that's what they did. The same thing with KFC. The creator of KFC is now the mascot of KFC, and Pringles has this Pringle Man. You get what I'm saying? So think of how sports teams have mascots for their teams. You got Freddie Falcon for the Falcons, or you got the Chicago Bull for the Chicago Bulls. And mascot logos are great for having a human relation or an animal relation inside of your branding, and it kind of adds a playful spin onto it. So as you can see, none of these brands are actually super professional. If they were like a consulting agency, they may not be using a mascot logo, but they are brands that interact with a lot of the younger audience and the older audience. So they want to have a play of both inside of there. So they can use, Wendy on the kids' meal bags, or they can use the Wendy's word mark on the, combo meal bags that aren't kids' meals. So next we have the combination mark, and the combination mark is basically a combination of a pictorial mark or an abstract mark with a word mark. So Amazon, as we can see right there, that's the full mark. However, it has that picture inside of it, that check that's going from the A to the Z, and they can utilize that as a logo on its own. As we see Prime trucks driving around, and they just have that Amazon little smirk. So that is a part of the logo, and they can use both of them interchangeably, but I'm not sure that they ever use the Amazon word mark without the smile. But I know that they use the smile or the smirk without the word mark. And so Puma, same thing. You have a word mark, which is the PUMA letters, and then the picture, which is the Puma silhouette. And so they use that on shoes. They use both of those separately by themselves. So that is basically what a combination mark is. You just want a combination of two things that are going to represent the brand the most. Let's use Amazon. You got the A to Z, and that smirk adds to the logo because it is telling you that we cover all things A to Z. So keep that in mind. But last but not least, we have emblem logos, and we do not have a security company up here, but emblem logos are notorious in the security industry. But as we see here, Starbucks, Warner Brothers, the NFL, these are all companies that kind of dwell in tradition. That is kind of what I would expect a company to dabble in, kind of like a heritage sense, a old or maybe solidified company. You want to use a logo structure that shows that solidification or that strengthened brand or that strengthened tradition. And so the same thing for the NFL. The NFL is what we would call a badge, and they use this on their jerseys. It's great for chino patches. It's great for embroidery. And these logos are very impactful because they can kind of show the stability of a company plus the other aspects of a company. For example, we have the 50 stars. I want to say those are 50 stars, or the stars inside of the NFL logo symbolize something with the symbol that's in those will symbol something. And so the NFL, of course, symbolizing NFL. But hopefully this kind of gave you a vision of what you would want your logo to be. You see the different industries on this chart. And so when you are picking your logo, keep in mind that you want to do it for the customer. So what does your customer expect to see, or what does your customer already see in the marketplace? And so I appreciate each one of you for coming back and viewing this video. Please like, comment, and share this information, this video, with another entrepreneur or a small business owner. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Comment what your favorite style of logo is. My favorite style, like I said, is the mascot logo, just because it's super illustrative and I really like those. But yeah, man, I will see you in the next video. Peace.